to jump into the season of a weekend.
Yeah.
And might I also add, look, whatever it is that you might also want to do for the weekend, you might want to do it with some responsibility.
If you want to drink responsibly.
Moderation.
Whatever you want. Moderation is the word.
Is the word. That's what it is. Do it with moderation.
Do not lose yourself in the big day. Enjoy the weekend. Now, of course, it's a thing here where we get to give you our reports and then we hear from you as well.
Sure.
For today, drum rolls.
What a drum roll. What a drum roll.
Well, we're talking about the call of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for review of the FCT budget.
Right.
For review of the FCT budget. Recall that the Senate in March 2024 has passed a total of 1.1 trillion naira federal capital territory appropriation bill. Now, a breakdown analysis of the 1.1 trillion naira budget indicated that 280 billion naira was earmarked for overhead cost and 726 billion naira for capital projects, 140 billion naira for personnel, and bringing the total budget to 1.147 trillion naira. And now the president has written to the Senate asking the lawmakers to review the budget, the 2024 budget of the Federal Capital Territory. Now, the president also mentioned that some critical projects were omitted in the first budget that was passed, and the 2024 Appropriation Act of the FCT passed on March 24th is to be reviewed to accommodate these projects that according to him were omitted, and the Senate in March 2024 passed a total of 1.1 trillion naira FCT appropriation bill, like I said, and then they gave the entire breakdown of that budget. Now the president is calling for redress or review of that budget.
Yes. We know if it's upward or downward review.
To fit in these projects that he thinks were omitted, which means we might be looking at an increase in the 2024 FCT budget. It was 1.147 trillion naira. And when we, talked about it here on radio, a lot of people were like, that's a lot of money. Is this going to really work? Will we see these people put it into good use? But again, a lot of us came from the standpoint of the person who is the minister of the FCT is someone who quite has a level of pedigree when it comes to structural development, infrastructural development. He's someone that has been given the credit for that over the years, and some people had rest with the fact that that money was being accounted for. It was broken down sequentially, and you could see what every single amount of the money is to be was putting for, which means you'd be able to follow through if these projects are being executed, because we're talking about inclusivity now, citizens participation in the governance process and all of that. And every Tuesday we come here and talk about it here, how to actively participate. So this level of breakdown will help you know what is lacking in the area of this budget. So these budgets have been passed for this purpose. Is it being used? Is it being executed for project? If it's for if it's for capital project, have we seen these projects being executed over time? And all of that. So this will be the conversation I would have today. Now, alongside that, I saw a circular that is being put out there, and now this is for the people in the outskirts of Abuja. Now it says that if you have anybody doing a business at the Maraba down to Masaka axis, from next week Tuesday, it is said that there will be no motor parks along the roadside from Mopo Junction down to Masaka. All transportation has been moved to Sani Abacha bus terminal. And then more of all of those doing businesses by the roadside are directed to move into the Mohammed Buhari International Market. Shops and spaces are free for 6 months. So go collect your forms at the management of the market. It's free according to them. Now, you were advised to take this information as serious as possible, because, we have been talking about how to return, or the FCT minister has been talking about how to return Abuja to its original master plan. cleaning up the metropolis and ensuring orderliness.
Yeah.
This is why we're taking these people as well.
The truth is, if we've been able to follow the processes that allow that we find on the blueprints, right, on the papers and all of that, and we implement these processes, we may not be seeing some of the gridlocks. We may not be seeing some of the hassles that we see on the norms, right? And that way, it will only allow for orderliness. But then I saw an interview. I think that interview came up on here where someone of great repute said that Abuja is not for everybody. People will be hurt. Now the question now will be, what is the contingency plan that has also been put, on the sidewalks to ensuring that while we are doing this, right, we still care, and that's where government, steps into that process and all of that. But I'm hoping that we would see a contingency plan so that these other persons will not also be stranded in the process. Because the truth is, whether Abuja is ours or not, Nigeria is ours. And if Abuja is in Nigeria, well,
it's ours.
You already got the answer to that. Yeah, but then looking at the place where there's the breath of fresh air, life is beginning to come back, on that road, and the project is being on the way. Are we talking about the Apo roundabout? Yeah, I mean that bridge that has been there for donkey years unfulfilled. Yet, and all of these is coming to play. Now the question would now be, to justify what the president has done, some other states might also want to say, hey, look at me here. You two should have a review.
It's certain things were omitted in our budget.
Our budget, you understand.
But again, remember, literally displaced the city, and the city's rapid population growth and lack of effectiveness of urban planning has caused some level of things we would.
The fact that we